Welcome to the Bat X Release Show on Covers. Thanks for joining us here every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, 9:15. I'm Josh Ingalls. He's Derek Carty. These are his numbers. Welcome to everybody there in the chat. It's been a while. Hope everybody enjoyed their All-Star break. For people like Derek and myself, it's an absolute great time to recharge because no other season is a 162-game season. So welcome back, Derek. How was the break?
It was great. Got a little downtime, did a little traveling. So, nice break for me, refreshed a little bit and ready to come out and stack some more units up.
104.95 straight up on the year, 14 plus units, 6.28% ROI, and we keep going into July. So if you're new to the show, we're going to get right to the release procedure, get it out quickly so we know that everybody knows the process here. We'll tell you what book we're betting on that has the best odds, give you some time to log into that book. Then we'll tell you the game we're looking at, give you some time, find that game. Then we'll tell you the prop market we're betting on, followed by the player, the team, and the over-under, ensuring that everybody can get that same number. Some books are faster than others. It's tougher to do on mobile. For absolute just transparency, if you're only betting release show plays, your betting account could get flagged. It's a possibility, and it's tough when you sit with Derek's numbers and you get 30, 25 points of closing line value. It puts some bells into the machine. So make sure, as we do, we discuss it constantly on the show, find ways to maintain accounts because you can't just bet it because the closing line number is absolutely insane. We're getting great closing line value day to day. So in saying that, let's get to it. First day back from the All-Star break. There's lots of subjective topics, but the numbers are the numbers. Let's get right to it. For release number 1, we are at 365. Secondary book includes Caesars. Give you some time. Log in there. Everybody's chatting up Derek in the hair and the shirt. Game in question. Astros, Angels. Houston at LA. Also, a big welcome back to producer Mick. Head over to pitcher outs. Right at the top. Numbers still there. For release number 1, Friday, July 14th, JP France under 17.5 outs plus 150. Houston starting pitcher JP France under 17.5 outs plus 150. Let us know where you got it. Some other markets are closer to like plus 112. Like this is 40 points different than a lot of other places. Pinnacle's at about plus 124, which is in the middle of the entire market. We've bet JP France before, Derek. I'm still amazed at the rookie, how impressive he's been, but his stuff just isn't there. 254 BABIP, 80% left on base percentage, 66 innings pitched, hasn't thrown more than 110. All-star break, loaded bullpen. It's got to be a tough one here for France, even with Mike Trout still out.
Yeah, the Angels offense obviously isn't anywhere near as good as it is when Trout is in there. But we're still looking at an offense that's, roughly average. And we're into the middle of July now. It is getting hot basically everywhere. Half the games today are over 80 degrees. I think we're looking at 84 as of right now in Anaheim with a little bit of wind blowing out. And JP France is just not as good of a pitcher as his surface numbers in the first half reflect. He has a 3.26 ERA, but his xFIP is 4.61. And you look at FanGraphs, that every projection system is projecting him somewhere in the fours. The bat is 4.79, Zips is 4.72, Steamer's 4.60. Like this is a pitcher who's just pitching way over his head. He's like a mid-fours ERA guy. When that starts to happen, when he starts to get hit more, obviously the leash is going to shorten. Hasn't thrown in a little bit of extra time between starts coming out of the All-Star break. The bullpen's rested, like you said. So this is a spot where I think we're a favorite here, and we're getting it at great plus money. The bat projects 15.6 outs here, which means about a 65% win chance, which we're getting at plus 150, which is insane. And like you said, the rest of the market, a lot of books are a lot lower than this. Pinnacle had moved to plus 113 last I saw.
Caesars just went 127, 115, 108. So
there we
yeah,
go.
that's some drastic movement. We're seeing DK plus 115. I mean, even at the 65% win probability, plus 115 still a play, I would assume, in that
You're still getting good value on that.
Yeah, so solid projections there for JP France in the first game back. Let's jump over to our second release, again at 365. Secondary books include DK and BetMGM. Tyler Jackson points out solid plus 128 still available there for France under 17.5 outs at Canby Books. Game in question for release 2, Padres at the Phillies, the early game. Head on down to player hits. Okay, number still there. Fantastic. For release number 2, San Diego's Brandon Dixon under 0.5 hits plus 165. Brandon Dixon under 0.5 hits plus 165. Let us know if you're looking at a different price. 365, as we usually say, has the best price on the hitting markets. This is a guy who has been subbed out in 5 of his last 11 starts, including his last 3 straight subbed out. All those 3 subs, 2 PAs in each of them, just 2 plate appearances. Faces a lefty and Christopher Sanchez, who Derek's numbers project to only go 13.4 outs. So the right-hander could come in. Weather and the delay could also help here. Shake a pitcher. There's it's not an angle we look at, but what are the projections here with Dixon, and what do you like about it?
Yeah, I love this one for Dixon. He projects for the highest pinch hit risk of anybody today, 58%. And like you said, he's facing Christopher Sanchez, who's not awesome, but he's kept on a very short leash by Philadelphia. The bat's projecting 77 pitches for him today. So this projects to win 54% of the time. So it's a coin flip, a little better than a coin flip at plus 165, which is awesome for a hitter who's not that good in the first place. And so, the average plate appearance expectation for him today is 2.8. So there is a chance we get two plate appearances for Dixon today.
It's not often you see that plate appearance at 2x. I mean, you get excited sometimes at the 3, but the 2x is insane. I didn't see that. I saw the pinch hit risk, but I didn't see the PAs. That's incredible. Especially at plus 165, even at the DK at plus 150. Now 135 at DK, plus 150 at the score. Wow, actually had time to log in and get the pick after you released at MGM, taken down seconds after. Way to get in, JT. That's a tough book to beat for sure. Okay, train rolls on. Release number 3, back to 365. Same thing. Books include, secondaries do include DK and MGM. If everybody's already there, shouldn't take much time. Dodgers at the Mets. Right out of the gate, Dodgers at Mets. Massive series to open up the second half. Prop market we're looking at, player hits. Find it down there. Make sure our number's still there. Yep. Fantastic. For release number 3, the Dodgers, David Peralta under 0.5 hits plus 200. Peralta under 0.5 hits plus 200. Let us know where it is at the other books that you're at. Let us know if it's moving. Plus 200, probably about the best price you can get in this market before the number goes to 1.5. Facing Verlander and doesn't hit left-handed pitching. What's the pitch hit risk? What are the PA projections here for Peralta?
Pinch hit risk is about 30%, which is not obviously as high as Dixon, but it's still very high. He is facing a guy in Justin Verlander who he's not Christopher Sanchez. Like, he's going to go deeper into the game. So the plate appearance projection is 3.7. So there's a chance he winds up with 4 here. If we get 3, we'll be very happy. But there's still a pinch hit risk here, and he's facing a good pitcher. And the bat's projecting this to win 42% of the time. So we are an underdog here, but 42% at plus 200 is still really nice.
Yeah, as a player who is subbed out for left-handed pitching, obviously the pinch hit risk will be lower because of the availability of left-handed arms out of a bullpen, I would assume.
Yeah.
Right? Like, yeah, guys, right-handed batters who gets right-handed batters who get subbed out for right-handed pitching would have a higher pinch hit risk.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, just because there's more right-handed pitching out of the bullpen. That's basically the only.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, plus 200 for Peralta. Let's get that rolling too. And another thing, another subjective angle is hitters' timing is probably more affected over a longer break than, let's say, starting pitching, just routine. Gaining timing back is as a hitter is not an easy thing, especially for a guy like Peralta who's actually hitting decently this year for a platoon player. Let's keep it rolling here. Release number 4, DK. I believe Botano has this market, but it's pretty market specific. Over at DK, game in question, Brewers at the Reds. Milwaukee at Cincinnati at Great American Ballpark. Prop market we're looking at, player strikeouts. There we go. Take your time. Where's the man?
Yep,
all right.
That's there.
Fantastic. Let's go. Next release. Release 4. Milwaukee's Jesse Winker under 0.5 hitter strikeouts plus 155. Winker under 0.5 hitter Ks plus 155. This is a big number. This plus 155. Usually we're a little shorter than this, but there's a lot to like here. Lefty hitter with a slight pinch hit risk at a good hitting ballpark versus a bad pitcher in Graham Ashcraft. What are the projections for Winker here? And was it one of those things? Jesus, okay, plus 130. Good. I didn't even get through my first 2 sentences. Plus 130. It's moved 25 points. What's the projection here, Derek?
The projection is about a 50% win percentage here on this. So 50% at plus 155, I will take. Like you said, Winker's a guy who has a little bit of a pinch hit risk, 24%. He's striking out a lot this year at 26%, but historically he's been much lower than that. Every projection system is expecting some pretty heavy regression under 20% the rest of the season. He's going into a great ballpark that he used to play in, so he's going to be familiar with it a little bit. Great American Ballpark is a great park for offense. And he's facing Graham Ashcraft, who doesn't strike a lot of guys out, isn't that good, and a bad bullpen behind him, even if he isn't pinch hit for. So at this number, I like it.
Perfect. Let's add Jesse Winker under 0.5 hitter Ks at plus 155. That immediately got moved down to 130, and now Chris says is now locked. So it's a quick market to move, especially at single books, one of the only few people that are offering it. So let's get that in there. Jesse Winker under 0.5 hitter Ks plus 155. The next release. Now, before we give out 5, all we do is ask you, hit that like, subscribe button if you're there in the chat. It helps us out a long way. And do us a favor, follow the Covers Twitter social page, because if more value pops up, things change, lineups change. Derek will throw out plays during the day that we do count towards the record if we do give them out with plenty of time. So in saying that, 5th final release, we're here at DK. The game in question, San Francisco at Pittsburgh. The Giants at the Pirates. Another game with slight rain possibilities. Go over to hitter props. Go over to hitter strikeouts.
You know what? Let's scratch this one. I'm not loving this one as much as I did earlier.
Not a problem. Number's still there. What's the feeling behind the change of heart? There's a reason, like for everybody there in the chat, the reason why this one was the last one on the list, because it obviously wasn't moving as much, and the way Derek was feeling about it obviously put it down at the bottom. So what in your betting mind makes you change like that?
Yeah, it was kind of borderline to begin with. I think there's some batting average uncertainty here with this guy. So if he winds up hitting higher in the order than we're expecting, then that borderline value becomes, potentially very low or no value. So I just don't want to force it.
Okay. Do you mind if we just put it out there?
We can tell people.
Yeah, it was Luis Matos under 0.5 hitter case at plus 105. Like you said, if there is a change in your projection, because Derek's numbers project lineup numbers, like where he's hitting in the order. And if Derek said if that guy moves up in the order, that is a massive difference in probability and plate appearances. And at plus 105, you're kind of already on the edge of losing value.
He's also minus 105 now. That's why I was looking at this number. I'm like, this number doesn't look the same as it did earlier. That was part of it too. So he already moved a little bit. So that's going to be part of it too.
Oh, fantastic. Got it at 105 earlier. Fantastic, Chad. So yeah, Oklahoma for sure. No pivot, just a move on a play that was down near the end. In the same sense, it's a right-handed bat facing a lefty in Rich Hill. 10-mile-an-hour winds blowing out, slight rain possibility. But yeah, sometimes that's what you got to do. So you got to move with the market. We lost 10 points on a play that was just on the edge of a play, and that turns it into a no play. So we're going to finish with 4 today. Let's do a quick review. We had JP France under 17.5 outs plus 150. That was a bet 365. Then we jumped over to Brandon Dixon under 0.5 hits plus 165. Also a 365. David Peralta under 0.5 hits plus 200, again at 365. And then Jesse Winker under 0.5 hits that plummeted shortly after we got it in there. Got that at plus 155. We are here every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, 9:15 a.m. Me, Derek, and producer Mick on the keys. Thanks to everybody there in the chat. Thanks to everybody as always. I'm Josh Ingles. He's Derek Carty. We'll see you back here next week, Tuesday, 9:15 a.m.